Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday. Let's see who we got in here. It looks like Gordon Walker showed up. All right. All right. Sounds like Kevin L's not going to be able to make it this time. He's out of town. It's perfectly fine. Everybody's got holiday plans. I didn't even know if we were going to have the live tonight. We decided around 5 o'clock to go ahead. Hey, Frank, what's going on? My dog's walking around clicking, getting to be a pain in the butt. He wants to eat nonstop. He never wants to stop. He's always begging for food. Hey, Torp, what's going on, man? How you doing? Everybody sit back and relax. Let's get it going. Let's have a nice little party. All right, that's enough. Go lay down, dog. Go lay down. Go lay down.
Hey Frank, hey Torp, hey Babe, hey Gordon,
I just whacked the dog in the butt with the paddle.
hey Jesus.
He's over here. His nails are like way too long, but he gets traumatized every time we cut him. But he's
Hey
getting mugged.
PPSS.
He's getting mugged this weekend. I think we're gonna have to get him. Hey, let's see who's going on here. We
Hey
got
One, hey
Tor,
Harry.
Frank, Harry, Jesus, Poor Possum Speed Shop, Harry, Two Babe. What's happening? Everybody filing in at once, man. Good deal. Have a sip. Let's get this going.
Did Daddy whack you with the paddle?
Hmm.
He's over here now.
It's better over there than over here clanking on the floor. Did you
No,
hear
he came over here because he's afraid of you.
it? I gave him a whack. He's 100-pound lab pit bull mix, and I gave him a little tap on the butt with this. Now he's over there hiding behind Kim. That's pretty funny. You're funny, Dork. Yo, One, what's going on?
Hey Joe, thanks.
Constantly, One. He's always hungry. He always wants to eat. Joe, thanks. What's up, buddy? It's all he wants, man. Just food, food, food. He lives. It's my fault. I pretty much give him whatever he wants, but still, at the same time, it's like he's just waiting for the next snack. As soon as you give him this, he's already thinking about the next snack while he's chewing up the one snack you just gave him. I don't know. Each their own, I guess. So I was studying that Nova pretty good this past week, and I'm doing the deck filler piece this weekend. I'm definitely taking it out. I don't know if I want to put it back in before I do the quarters or after I do the quarters. Once I get it off, I'll look and see. I think I'll put it back in before. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure yet. But we'll go over all that on the video. That's what I'm working on this weekend. We're gonna get that taken care of. I was gonna do it Wednesday or Thursday and have the video out by Saturday or so, but the yard was still wet, and I got to pull the 55 out because I'm going to grind the middle of that piece out and then chisel because I have to have some help exposing some of these spot welds. I can't see them. So I'm going to have to, take the middle out and then where I can tap a chisel or a screwdriver in there and expose where they're at so I can find them because it just kind of lays on top of the package tray. And I never understood how that went together until I really studied it. The package tray actually comes all the way out, and that's what it looks like the trunk hinges are to the package tray, and the filler piece just lays on top of everything. I don't think it has any real structure. Maybe a little bit, but not. I think the real structure is the package tray. We're gonna find out. Like I say, I never took one apart, but we're gonna take it apart. Mm. All right. I see that Rick finally got his 55 back last week. It's looking good. Like you got all that rust taken care of too, man. They're gonna have to hit a couple of them hot spot car shows now, man. You got something to cruise around in. Mm. Ah. I seen a 55 gasser project on uh marketplace last night, and I was telling Kim, soon when I see a car or something that maybe not even interested in, but I'm studying, I always look at the seller, and I went to his profile, and it's the guy. I don't know if you guys remember last year. I went to the car show around the corner at Linvilla Orchards. this guy come. It was before. It was the weekend or 2 weeks before Jimmy painted mine, and this guy was. I went out and walked around. And I come back, and this guy's got a tape measure going all around my car, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, you can measure whatever you want." And he said, "Oh, I'm building a car very similar, and I need some measurements." I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, help yourself." Well, it's him selling his project. He's got inside and outside quarters, new deck lid. He's got a four-door donor car that he's turning into a two-door. So he bought like the full quarter and the full inside quarters and full outside quarters. And it's a shame. He only wants 7 grand. I
Hey,
mean,
Eddie.
he's got $5,000 in sheet metal. I know exactly what he has, and I know what it cost. And he's got 5,000 in sheet metal, and he's trying this, and he's got a I can't remember if it was a 454 block with it, but it looks like he hacked up the body on the four door pretty good, so it would need extensive repairs. But he's asking 7 grand if anybody's interested in a 55 gasser project. And it looks like he made the frame himself. I'd have to look at it to see if I'd even want to use it, but it has ladder bars and everything else on it. Yeah,
BBSS thinks he saw it.
yeah. If you look real good, Rick, on there, it's in Darby, Pennsylvania. In fact, I probably let me shut the internet off on my phone so it'll search and work. Let me shut the Wi-Fi off. I mean to say, and I bet you it is on there because I think I saved it. And like I said, I met the guy last year. I know him, and he was having health problems, but he was on the fence. He goes, "I got to get this project going again. It's been sitting." And he's like, "I'm like, well, help yourself to the car measurements, you know." But see, I about jumped out of my chair though because I was like, because I told Kim, I said, "I know this guy. If I had room." Because this thing would have to all the quarter panels and stuff would have to go inside. I mean, and I don't even know because he said he will sell all the parts separate, the inside quarters, outside quarters, and it looks like he made a pretty cool frame. If you there's the frame. Is that the one you saw, Rick, with the frame first? And he's got some of the right components, but I looked at some of the up close. Yeah, I looked at some of the up close stuff. He's got my rims, tires. So he spent some good money, man. He really did. And there's the donor car. And I mean, all you need off of that is the roof, the cow, and the dash. Everything else
Yeah,
he's
Eddie
got.
saw it too.
Huh?
Eddie saw it too.
Yeah.
Andy was in here not that long ago, Frank. Maybe a month ago.
Yeah. Andy was in here, yeah, last month. There's the inside quarters he's got. Full quarters, full inside quarters, so you can turn. So when he turns this one into it, well, he's not going to. Somebody else, if he can get it sold, because this is a daunting project. This is basically where I was 5 years ago. You know, he's got. It looks like the block's been machined. It looks like it's ready to be put together. He got brand new rockers. I believe that's the splash pan for the back of the car, but behind the trunk lid or the trunk the trunk pan. Trying to understand. I'm not exactly sure what's those. What are those two green things? I don't even know I guess they're floor braces, but I don't do floor braces. I would buy a whole floor, you know. But yeah, I think they're floor braces for making a floor repair.
Hey, Rob Rods.
Looks like he has the same style mags that we had. And then, like I said, he's got full outside quarters. But that's a smoking hot deal. It really is. It looks like a pile of junk, and look at it, even gives you a tunnel ram. It's just the parts alone, brand new doors. And I know the doors are 700. They might be more now. I think maybe they were 900 when I bought them. But I know they were at least 700, but I think they were 900. And he's got both. He's got, like I said, he's got about $5,000-6,000 in sheet metal. The one thing I didn't see is if he had the rockers. because it looks like he sliced those four-door rockers up pretty good when he cut the doors off.
Hey, Hubie.
And it just looks like he froze, like because it is daunting, especially, you know, I remember that before I took the inside quarters out on that car, I took 2 weeks to think about it because it's a bird's nest. It's you got the package tray that is actually the deck fill piece, like on the Nova we're doing. The inside and outside quarters are all sandwiched, and up inside, there's places up in there where you're just not going to get. I don't even know how they got the spot welder up in there. I ended up blowing them out with the plasma cutter, I think, because some of them I just couldn't get. I couldn't get a drill in there to get them. I just blew them out that way.
So, Frank, when you say there's a 3/4 ton sitting a mile away that some guy dumped in his field, he just dumped it there, or it's his field and he just put it there?
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You're right too, babe. That is he has a lot of money invested. And like I said, if I had room, it's not even the junk car. I just push that out in the back of the yard somewhere until I could get room and get the Nova done. It's all the sheet metal. I don't have nowhere to put all that stuff. That's like 5, 6, and you know who's going to end up swooping in and getting it is Jay. I'll bet you Jay. He probably already called him up because Jay could turn that stuff quick, man. You know, because all the Tri-5 connections he's made through the years. And it just so happens, like if you didn't want to, because that guy he was telling me he made his own frame, and you could see he made it. It looks pretty good, I guess. But if you didn't want to use the frame he made because maybe the body mounts ain't in the right place or something, Jay's got two frames for sale now. One of them's for a 55, 56 sedan, which would work. And I guess he has a nicer frame, California frame 57. He only wants $900 for it. So there's that.
Nice.
Very cool, Frank.
When
Did
I
I
was
miss
young,
anybody coming in, hon? Yeah, Rods. Hey, Rods, Streetcars, what's going on, man? Who else come in? Did Eddie? I don't know if I said hello to you coming in. I know I answered one of your comments, I think. I'm just catching up because I get babbling sometimes, so I got to
really,
stop. What'd you say?
really,
Nobody even mentioned my beard yet. You guys look how short my beard is. Kim was mad at me the other night. I fell asleep in my chair and she come over and cut it off with a pair of
no,
scissors.
I didn't.
4 inches. What? What'd you say? No, she didn't. She didn't do that. Thanks, buddy. It was time for a change. My beard's been about 5, 6 inches long for 10 years. This was a big change. Thanks, Torb. That's a big difference for me. Big change. I think Kim said it looks better. My buddies down the shop were telling me I was looking like somebody that came out of the woods. It was time for a cut. And my sister-in-law didn't like it. My buddies didn't like it. My wife didn't like it. So it was time for a change. Lewis, what's going on? I do look a couple years younger, don't I? Just getting a little, what do they call that? Crow's feet around the eyes. Yeah, the woodsman, backwoods.
I put a video out not too long ago too, babe, but right now I don't have anything cooking.
Now that's not true, hon. You got like two. You got the lamp things that you're gonna do, and you were talking. What was the other thing you were telling me like 2 days ago? So she's starting to get stuff put together.
I'm gonna change my channel to cooking.
Oh, thanks a lot, buddy. Yeah, Kim said she's going to change her channel to a cooking channel or
Right.
add cooking into it. You don't have to change your channel, hon. Like add something like a buck and a quarter with a side of beef or something. it's it's discipline, Hubie. You know how hard it is. I remember it's like right now it looks like it's still kind of long and it's off the chin a little bit, but it was like it looks terrible for like till it gets a little longer, and it's like it's the discipline of not just leave it alone, just leave. It takes a lot of discipline not to cut a beard or trim a beard. It does. I don't know that too. Yeah, laziness too.
Hey, Mark.
Yo, Mark, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the party. Have a
PPSS.
sip,
I like
man.
PPS's comment.
Huh?
I like PPS's comment.
Thanks a lot, Kim. Mm. Yeah, you had to keep yours clean shaved for that PP
Oh, nice catch.
what's that for your mask.
PPE
Huh?
for the PPE
Well, it's PPE, but there's a abbreviation for the mask on it. I'm trying to remember what it is.
because he was a firefighter.
Yes, and he had to, and his masks needs to fit so that the smoke and stuff don't get in. Yeah, I had the same thing on well, not the same thing as a firefighter, but I had to wear certain masks at my job when I was in the powerhouse for like the silica ash and coal and comb and all that stuff and the pet coke. I had to have at least the 3M dust mask, and then whenever I decided to let my beard grow out, I had to have a full helmet with a air fed, just a 3M job. You know what
Hey,
I'm talking.
Jer.
Yo, Jared, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's so I had something similar to the SCBA. It's it's by 3M, and it has a little battery operated fan that feeds fresh air in through a filter. There you go. Yeah, same thing, Lewis. When I decided to grow my beard out, I had to get one of those. Basically the same thing. I don't like not having a beard, Rick. I don't know if it has anything to do with hiding anything. I've always like since I could grow anything. It's like you see how like Dan's is a little stringy. That's how mine was like that in 10th grade. I remember my buddy John, he used to be able to get us beer when he was like 14. He could grow a full beard at 14. I'm not kidding. I mean a full beard. He could certain times in certain places he could get us beer. He's like 15, 14, 15. Must have been the water back home. We all were able to grow face hair pretty quick. Now my brother still can't grow a lot of face hair.
Hey, Lonnie.
That's nice. I got a ways to go to catch up with you, UB, till I get to retirement, man. You got to be careful with the air feed. Like Jimmy has like well his they got a real auto body shop. You don't want to take your supplied air off of compressed air. It'll mess your sinuses up. They did that to me. I took some junk job when I
PPSS.
first got out of the service just so we could have some money, and this it was a real crappy job, and they had me shot blasting metal, and I was being air fed from a compressor. I kept getting sinus infections. It's terrible for you. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Guy goes, well, you have to do it. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I left. I got a new job. But I used to get terrible sinus infections. You got to be careful. Down at Jimmy's place, he has a breathable air filter system for when he's painting cars. Same thing. Be careful with that compressed air if that's what you're using.
What car are you taking, Jesus?
Very cool, man. I don't know, Frank. I get you when it's short and it's like scratchy, but once it gets long and it's nice and soft, and you use the right products on it, it's nice and soft. Right on. Jesus got an S10, hun, real nice. I thought I showed it to you on
Yeah,
Facebook.
he sent the calendar.
Oh, I I'm guessing Rick's going to take his Bonnie Ray 55.
But I thought Jesus had more than one car.
He, you might. I mean, he might, but I know he has the truck. That's not good for you. Yeah, you can be old school, man, but them products they ain't no good for you, Jerry. Got to have a mask, even if it's just a filtered mask.
There you go, Torp. Do you have more than one car, Jesus?
Jim was asking how many cars you got, Jesus. I thought you just had the one. It's an S10, right? You got the S10.
I
Think
don't know, Lewis. I don't know if you can add pics to the chat. I don't think so.
I wish I could.
No, I don't think they can.
I need to get a
Hey, Chaz.
program, man. I got to learn how to do that. You can email it over and I'll show it to everybody, Lewis. I don't care. I guess some people just don't like them. Kim's so used to me having one. I remember when they made me shave it off that one time till I got the full face at work. Kim, she
Yeah.
hated it. I didn't look right.
Do you have to wear a respirator every day too, babe? That stinks.
He has 3 S10s, son.
Yeah. So, which one are you going to take to the car show tomorrow, Jesus? It's red, right? I don't remember. The calendar's in the garage. I haven't been out in the garage in a while.
Yeah, that's cool, Lewis. Email it over. I'll show it. I'll show it on the phone. That's the best I can do. I need to get more technical. I'm just not technical enough for all that. You see these guys doing these fancy lives where they can zoom into this and zoom into that. I don't have any of that. It's just those guys doing garage talk. That's all. Kim yelling at me in between.
Okay, it's green. I just remember a red car on the calendar.
I brought that home. I think
Right.
it's out in
It's
the
in the
shop.
garage.
Put it in the
I
shop.
put it up on the garage.
Yeah, from last year. It's hung up on the side of the shop.
Hey, Cutter Down.
Yo, Cutter Down, what's going on, man? Now who's is that 55 Cutter? Everybody's changing their names and it's messing me all. Glenn changed his name too. Oh man. Gas in the eyes.
That's right. Two babes, still two babes.
I'm still BW, too, babe. I've thought about changing my channel name a few times. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I should at this stage. Just leave it. I hear you, Lewis. I get messed up too. That's why I said a lot. Like I said, I should probably try to get a little more tech savvy, especially with this live. But it's like it's so touchy, and it's like I wanted to look. There's different programs instead of using the studio. I just use YouTube Studio, but there's a few guys that use all these fancy things where you can have 4 and 5, excuse me, things zoom people and things zooming in, and that's too much for me. I'm too basic. But I probably could. Thanks, son. I probably could if I really exerted myself. But I got too many other things going on right now. I showed you guys that 55 that I knew that guy. There was one, and I was actually going to ask him about it, but I went in and looked at it one more time, and it was sold. It was a 55 hardtop, and it was pretty cool. It didn't have it needed put together. It was all apart, but I would have left the patina on it and stuff, the rust and everything. I would have just left it on it. It was too cool to change, but it was a nice hard top that somebody they did the floor. They put a full floor in it, and there's a lot of guys doing that. They spend the money and time. They start the project, and then it just dies off and peters off. If I had a giant shop, I'd have 2 or 3 because you get screaming hot deals. I think he wanted $9,000 for that car, and it was worth every penny. I probably would have, just like everybody else, try to beat him up a little bit, but it was worth every penny. No, it wasn't a 57 one. It was a blue 55 hard top. It wasn't a post car. It was a hard top. And it was really cool. It was almost like a dark metallic blue. It was a repaint or something, but it had rust spots on it and everything else, but it was real patina. It wasn't fake. And it looked pretty cool. It didn't have a steering column in it, no motor, no transmission, but it had a brand new floor, and everything else looked pretty solid. And when you got that, now you're just talking about brakes, suspension, find a nice little running motor, transmission slap in there, 150 dollars steering column, and you're ready to start cruising, man. I hope it started with a 2, Rick. Did it start with a 2? Yeah, cut it down a little bit. Very cool, cut her down. That's what everybody likes to use, them old motorhome 454s. Good engine. You can do a lot with them, man. You can that's all mine is it's a 468, 454 punched up a little bit with some nice little parts in there that gave me a couple extra cubes.
Cut her down as Chris.
Huh?
Cut her down
Cut
as
her down as
Chris.
Chris. That's why I keep getting mixed up. Glenn, what did Glenn change his name to? This is quick because Kim remembers stuff. I am very, very terrible.
He used to be outboard tinkerer, right?
Yeah, well, that was before, but he changed his name, and then he comes in sometimes, and I'm sitting there racing around trying to remember. As soon as you said that's Chris, I remember. His other phone's on the fritz. I remember him saying
Chaz realized you cut your beard down. He noticed.
About 4 inches, 5 inches come off of there, Chaz. Yeah. I was sleeping in my chair, and Kim snuck up behind me and hit me with the scissors. I couldn't believe it.
One wants to know where the 55 was posted. That was Facebook, right?
Yeah. Yes. Facebook.
Where? Darby?
Yeah, Darby, PA. Well, I send you the link if you want me to send it to you so you can look at it closer. One. Let me get it. I'll copy the link if I can get it to come back up. Sometimes my phone don't operate correctly. There it goes. Share. There you go, buddy. I shipped it over to you on the phone. Like I say, if you look at some of the pictures, Like when he's got those 10-footers from the frame, it looks
There you
pretty
go,
good.
babe.
But up close, I'm not sure if I'd trust all the welding he did on the frame. I would have tried to make it more roundy round. But one guy, what's his name on YouTube, and he does real good metal work. What's his name? He's in Canada, guys. He's got his own bead roller and everything like that.
We do 51 through 100 now, and it's time.
Is it okay? Well, let's do the bumper sticker giveaway, and then I'll look for that name. Nah, it's
Chad.
not Chad. There you go. We're gonna give away this bumper sticker. I need a number between 51 and 100. 51 and 100. You. There it is. Didn't Chaz just win? Chaz. 53. Chaz. Chaz wins again.
He wants a whole wall.
I know I think he's wallpaper
It's
in his
like
house.
he wants to take Randy's spot.
Randy has his bathroom wallpaper and BW garage stickers. Chaz
He
is
wants to
rapidly
take
catching them.
over. Randy took over for PPSS's brother. Now Chaz is taking over for Randy.
That's pretty wild.
Fitzy's Fab. Is that it, Brian? Fitzy's Fab?
No, it's not Fitzy either. Hang on, it's a young kid.
Carl Fisher.
I'm gonna look and see here. I only watch him sometimes.
Shaky was the sticker king, Hubie.
Yeah, Shaky was pretty good at it.
Carter's Auto.
I'll get it here. I don't have.
Oh, you're welcome.
I thought he was. Once I see the name, I'll know what it is.
Jap Hands.
Huh?
Okay, you're not looking at the.
All right, hon. So you talk.
Yeah, and I hear like, huh?
Okay.
Jap Hands.
No. I'm trying to find it.
Make it custom.
Make it custom. Thank you. That's exactly who it is. Make it custom. Thank you.
Way to go, Frank. Oh, and Eddie said it right after.
I love the way he was making the wheel arch around the frame. You know, he would cut the circle on a plasma cutter, and then bend the metal around the top and fold it up under the bottom, and then sand it, and it would look like it was a bent tube and not a welded together tube. Very clean, very strong, very clean. And what the guy did on this 55 with the frame, I'm not. Let's see if it's not my. I would have. It's something that would give me pause to even take the frame. Yeah, right there. Not to say that that's not good enough and strong enough, but and then the welds like that. I guess that's okay, but like I said, to make it custom, guy, you can make it where it looks. You guys know what I mean. And I guess I could take that all apart and do that. I mean, it's like that's that's the cool stuff about some of the channels. Watching a whole bunch of different channels and not just being locked in one is the different ideas you can get from everybody and kind of combine them all together into your own.
Oh, Chaz is going to give the sticker to his friend who's also a Navy vet.
Okay. I'll get her in the mail to you, bud. Now that I know he's a Navy guy, I'll throw in the Phil one. I think I got some Phil ones over here too. Yeah, I do. I'll throw in a Phil. There you go. Let everybody have a bumper sticker. Mm. I don't know. What's there? Does everybody got plans for the weekend? Everybody know what you're doing for the holiday? Yeah, and you know, it's close enough to where I got a plasma cutter out there, one, and I could just do it myself. You know, just draw it and do it. You know, you can almost copy a real frame. You know, just make a template because that's what I did when I replaced that section of chain frame on the 55. You know, that driver's side right before in the first 6 inches or so up into the arch. That's what I did. I did it just like I made it with patterns, and then I cut it out and welded it all together. You can't even tell.
Oh, reunion at the lake. That sounds like fun.
Very cool too, babe. Yeah, we're doing brunch at Kim's sisters and mothers, and then we're coming back here, and Kim's gonna make us our own meal for me, her, and my son for dinner. I think that's all we're gonna do. And I'm gonna play in the garage, and I think we're gonna have a fire tomorrow. Kim wants to burn up some papers. It's too many to shred, so we're just gonna burn them. So it's gonna be a backyard day. It's gonna be. Did you say 85 tomorrow, Kim?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was 50 2 days ago with high winds. Tomorrow's going to be 85. Then it drops back down to 60. But that's Pennsylvania, man. It's all over the place this time of year. But tomorrow is going to be the first hot day. That's a good day to do garage stuff. I'll be able to get the 55 out of the shop, get it out of the way so I can do some grinding, cutting, and burning that I've desperately needed to do for over a week. I'm
There
not
you
going to
go.
burn my
Hubie's gonna work
55.
on the 55 Bel Air.
What's that, hon?
Hubie's gonna work on his 55 Bel Air.
Very
Hoping
cool.
to.
I'm going to work on my 70 Nova and look at my 55 210. I didn't volunteer to build anything,
I did nothing today too, Frank.
but the T bucket, I saw a video. Gosh, I can't remember who it was now.
Lonnie's on the riverbank, but the wife said he better be home by Sunday.
It might even have been on Facebook. It might have been Tinberg. And they went to a place in California and they were building I think it was a T bucket frame. And a guy just put 4x4s on the floor, on a block floor, and then laid his beams on top of it and just built it off of that. He didn't, nothing spectacular, just straight back. I think it was a T bucket. Get some like nice 2x3 tubing, or where it's rectangular shaped. Put it up on a 3-inch side. That's a nice looking. It makes a nice looking frame. I still got that piece of 3/16 plate steel behind one of the workbenches out in the shop. I don't know how I could even lift that thing up. I wanted a 2x2 piece, and some guy started talking to me in line while Kim and I were getting the metal about my glasses of all things. So then the guy, I didn't realize it was my turn, and then Kim starts yelling, "Brian, you want?" Yeah, and I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And the guy said, 4x4. I got a 4x4 sheet of 3/16. What the heck am I going to do with this big piece of plate? I just needed a 2x2 piece to make the brackets for the slide out on my tilt nose. I wanted a nice heavy piece of steel for that. That way I'm comfortable rolling that thing the whole way out. It doesn't flex or anything. I didn't want to use 1/8 inch, so I got 3/16.
No Nova hood scoop. I don't want a hood scoop on the Nova.
Nah, No, I don't think so. It's got that Nova. The hood we have is fine. It's got one. It's one of those 3-inch cow hoods. I would rather have a super sport hood. I would love to have a super sport hood, but they're very expensive, and I've already got a hood, so we're going to go with the cow hood for now. For now, but I would like a super sport hood if I could get my hands.
Uh-oh, mommy's gonna be babysitting because the 3 other guys he's with are already half drunk.
Oh boy, we've all been there, Lonnie. Sorry, brother.
What's the super sport hood?
Um, is that what they call it? The soup with the two? Hold on.
You baby got any weddings coming up? I know you must have. I knew it too, babe.
With the isn't that a super sport hood or is that just it's with the louvers with the instead of a hood scoop? See how it has the
The cheese
louvers?
grater or the ice cube tray?
I would rather have the ice cube. This is the cheese grater, but I would if given a choice, I would like the ice cube tray. Thank you. They're cool. But like I said, we got that cow hood. It was brand new, and you guys saw we had that vinegar video. That thing's still going, man. People are still commenting on it. It's like 3 years later, and people are still commenting on that video almost every day. And it's like it's a 3-inch cow hood. It was brand new that somebody spilled. I bet you it got Pepsi or acid spilled on it or something. It had those big rust spots, and it was all rust. It was a brand on the bottom. It's brand new. It just something happened to it, and we fixed it with vinegar, and then we put that roll-on epoxy from Eastwood on it. And I got it sitting out there. It's going to go back on the car. I don't know if it's a Camaro small block Chevy, but it's a small block Chevy that's in there. It's a little Chevy 350. The rear is
Hey, there's
out
David.
of a Gen 2 Camaro.
Show the paddle. David's here.
Uh-oh, David made it. Take a sip, David.
Are you glad,
Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
are you glad the masters are over too, babe? Is everything back to normal?
But yeah, the that's why I said the rear. The guy changed the rear on that Nova, and when he changed everything, and remember the rear fell on him, and he dented the gas tank, and that's why he sold the car to the guy I got it off of. Well, those springs ain't right on there. The pin is not center on the wheel well, and it's driving me nuts. As a matter of fact, I took a picture of the find it here. I took a picture. This is supposed to be the measurements on for that the leaf springs because I don't think the leaf springs under that car are right. They could be. I don't know. There's something not right under there. Because like I said, to get the wheel centered under the wheel wells, I had to move them back. And the people that did that put that in did the same thing because the rubber has a tear in it where the pin's not even going through the round hole on the rear. That's what centers the rear up anyway. At least that's the way I was made to understand it. So I got to figure that out. That's down the road. We're not worried about that right now. If I got to make adapter plates, I will. I thought it is weird under there, UB. And I thought about that. I thought about doing the tub kit before I even put everything in. It was just there was too much going on with that car. So I just said, let me just put it back stock. If I got to put 275, 60, 15s with whatever, I mean, that's the biggest tire that I'm told you could put in there. If I got to go a little smaller than that, that's what I'll do for now. I'm not the 55's all tubbed out and all. I mean, they're fun, but they're not easy to drive on the street. And I want a nice cruiser too, you know. I could have done that. Car was so bad, and you guys seen how bad that car is. I should have just tubbed it and turned it into a race car, but whatever. We're about more than halfway in. Within the next month, we're gonna be way past halfway in, so that's when we're gonna start looking at buying the roof. Get them quarter I'm not bringing another piece of sheet metal in the house till I'm putting the last piece on, and then I'll order the hood or the roof. 'Cause I'm not gonna have it laying around like I had them other pieces. That's a pain in the butt to keep moving stuff, moving stuff, moving stuff.
What do we got coming up? A graduation party?
Yeah. My friend's daughter is graduating from college, St. Joe's, and so we're going to that. We
You
got
know that's where Brooke goes.
Yeah, I know. I think, Mike's daughter does, finance. She's, like, in banking and finance and all that. Brooke's doing what? The arts or whatever?
Oh, she's going to school to be a teacher.
Oh, school teacher? Thought it was an art teacher.
You got the graduation party, then the shower, then the wedding.
I had heard that too, Eddie, but I'm told if you move the shocks or get a shock, relocation bar, that you can get a 275 in there. Now, is that true? I don't know. I was thinking about making a homemade one because I was looking and I was thinking just in my brain, and I could be wrong, if I took the driver's side spring perch and the passenger side spring perch and switched them, that would put them on the inside, and then I could just make an adapter where I could bolt my adapter up to the original spot and land the shocks on the other side. That would actually be a fun little fabrication job for me, a little fun little thing I could make myself. And I'm thinking that that's what I might like to do. But the first thing I got to do is figure out the springs ain't right. I just put the and when I pulled the drive shaft off of that car, it was tight coming out, and there wasn't the 1-inch float going into the transmission that's supposed to be there. It was tight, and like I said, I think they slapped this thing together when the guy got hurt just to get it out of there and unload it. And so I got to deal with all that. But I don't care. I'll deal with it.
Microbiology. Man, she must be smart.
There was no turnkey to that job, let me tell you. It didn't even have the correct hardware. I bought the T-bolts because those Novas are supposed to have 2 T-bolts on and 1, horseshoe clamp on each side. 1 horseshoe clamp on each side with 2 T bolts on the other side of it. So it's not a double horseshoe clamp like most cars is. You can put them on there. I suspect you can anyway. They just got regular, not even grade 8, grade 5 bolts holding that on there. Not right. But I bought the right hardware. I have it.
Nice, Ruby.
That's cool. I just don't shop 209 told me that you can get if you change the relocation of the shocks. I think he told me you can get a 275 under there. Says it's tight, but you can do it. And that you might have to roll the quarter a little bit. I don't know. But I don't know that I'd go to that extreme. I'd probably just go with a smaller tire. I'd be okay with a 255. Like I said, I'm not that car I would like it to be more of a cruiser. I mean, obviously, if something that light, you put a 4.9 or a 5.50 or a 5.3 in that car, it'll fly, but it'll still cruise too. If you don't want to fly, it'll still just cruise, and it'll cruise like a newer car. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm not aiming for uh, something nasty because, like the 55, it's just nasty. It's just a nasty animal. When I start it up, when I drive it, when I pull it in the lots, it's nasty. This the Nova, I'd like to be a little bit more of a cruise car, something you can jump in and drive to California if you want. I got right now those drag radials that are on it UV on my 55 are 315, 315 6015s, and they just fit. And that's mini tub with the springs moved in underneath the frame. 315 6015s. The rims, now, see, a lot of people would, well, what's your backspace? Remember, I had that rear custom made, so that the backspacing is 3.5. And I should have changed that. I should have made the rear a little longer or a little shorter because 3.5 inch backspace is hard to get, and it's mostly Jeep rims. I don't know what I was thinking on it. I mean, I just laid it out and made measurements. I measured from I blocked up. I bought the tires and rims, and at the time, the tires I got for it that the one blew out that I have underneath the steps, the treaded tires, they're 30, 30, 12 and a half, 15s, some I think. And I had them mounted on the rims and did the measurements between and just had the rear custom made to that. But very cool, Eddie. Mm. Mm. I don't know, Chris. Chris, people do stuff like that all the time. I remember like a year or so ago, who put the Marauder uh drive line and floor and put a 57 Chevy on top of it. I think it was a Marauder. Might not have been a Marauder. It might have been just a Ford what's that called? Not the Grand, maybe the Grand Marquis, like, put the floor with the motor and all that stuff and just drop the '57 Chevy right on top of it. I mean, of course, there had to be some engineering, but somebody did that, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago on YouTube, and I can't remember who it was. It's 30 and a half or so. I have to pull the tire out too, babe, because I Kim keeps telling me just buy it, and I need to buy it before they stop making it. Because during COVID, they stopped making them tires. That's why I bought the drag radius because I only wanted to buy one tire and I couldn't because they didn't have it. Now they have it. I don't even know if they have it right now. I didn't look because I talked to the guy from Mickey Thompson. He gave me a discount on the other tires because this happened, but he said, You cut that tire." I'm like, "Man, I believe you." And it wasn't until later I called him back and told him I found the bracket that cut it. And I was like, he's like, "Don't worry about it." But he gave me a discount credit to buy those tires because he felt bad. I guess he felt bad. I don't know. But Mickey Thompson's a good company. They called me back, they emailed me, we talked, and, yeah, he's the one that told me, he's like, "Look, we're gonna make them tires maybe next year," and he did, they made them, but hopefully they're gonna make them again. I think it was because of COVID, but we'll see. They actually want the treaded tires back on there because them drag radials ain't really made for the street. Yeah, they're great people, aren't they, David? They're just good people. He told me flat out, "Dude, something on your car cut that tire," and he was right. I couldn't find it, and I found it. Finally found it. I guess he appreciated me calling back too. It's like because he was like I told him, I mean, maybe he could have dropped the discount, but he didn't. He told me I could keep it. You see, well, honey, maybe it's because I'm charming. Maybe he liked me and he was nice to me. Didn't yell at me all the time.
You're not charming.
What?
You're not charming.
Yeah, I am. You ain't gone nowhere in how many years now?
A lot.
How many?
Too many.
35 in September.
Yeah.
Okay. The bigger they are, the more they cost, Torp. That's all I can tell you. The bigger they are, the more they cost. That's a meaty tire, a 295. Heck yeah, man.
You're gonna fit it all in there somehow, right, Frank?
You'll shoehorn it in, Frank. I'm positive. Your buddy around the corner, Brett, man, he'll help you figure it out. That
Bye,
dude's
Mark.
good.
Have a good holiday.
Hey, Mark, have a good holiday, my friend. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us for a while, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Tires are a lot now, man. There's no, I don't think there's a cheap tire. They always say buy cheap tires. There isn't very many cheap tires left out there. Everything costs a couple bucks, man. Tony didn't come in tonight. I'm a little, now I got to worry about Tony all week.
You have a good week and happy Easter to you too, babe.
Yeah, too, babe. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good weekend, man. Yeah, batteries will beat you up too, babe. There's no doubt about that.
Robbie hasn't been here either.
Yeah, he has. It's been a couple weeks. I guess he got frustrated because I guess we had a couple weeks where him's the one that figured that one out, where the YouTube kept dying. We couldn't even have a live.
Have a great weekend, Eddie.
And it was the cookies
Tell your wife
on
too,
there.
babe.
We had to clean up the computer, and then it just started working. Now I clean it up every week before I get on. I don't want to say I clean it, but I reboot it. Pretty much. Just hit the old restart button.
Happy Easter, Hubie.
All right, Hubie, my friend, take it easy, man. Have a good weekend. Enjoy working on your Bel Air, and I'm going to work on a Nova. We can all discuss what we did next week.
Bonnie's there fishing
Yep.
on the river.
Can't beat that. Now, when you're fishing on the river, Lonnie, do you ever bring a pan and just pan a little bit and see if you catch any gold? Because now they got me watching panning gold videos, man. I think if I ever got that where I couldn't work on a car anymore, maybe I'll just get a little shovel and a pan and go down to the creek and see if I can pan any.
You too, Chris.
Take it easy, Chris. All right, Harry. Have a good weekend, man.
Everybody have a good weekend, a good Easter. Enjoy yourselves.
Oh yeah, we figured it out, buddy. What's the matter, hon? Okay. All right, guys. It's been fun. We've had a great time talking to y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a good holiday. Enjoy your family. Do some fun stuff. Do some car stuff. Do some hunting and fishing, whatever you like to do. And come back next week and we'll all talk about it. All right. Till next week. Take care, everybody.